Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, and today finally back with some F1. I know it's been a little while, I just really haven't had the motivation to edit it all together, but today we're heading out for Monza, drive for qualifying, but we're actually going to have a rainy race, so hopefully we can get through that. I know I'm not too good in the rain, so I'm really going to have to try to push through and get the best result we can, though obviously. We're just behind Racing Point and Haas at the moment. You know, constructors standing with development wise. But anyway, yeah, get straight into qualifying.
The pit lane will be open shortly, which means it's nearly time for qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong. And that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
Alright, here we come for the end of our first lap here at Monza. Crossing the line, going 11th. Obviously we will have quite a few fans out here because Toro Rosso is a Italian team, so we should have a bit of support. And obviously I feel, you know, we're quite an impressive rookie. It's been quite an impressive rookie season so far, especially this recent part. That lap I put it at 6th. So yeah, that was good. So at the end we are in 10th, which wasn't great. Gasly did well, he got 3rd, which was really quite impressive for him. But here we go, crossing the line, and we go quickest, which was extremely surprising. You can see me swerving a little bit because I was so excited. Yeah, by the end of qualifying 2 we were the quickest on the grid by 2/10, which was really surprising. But Gasly is out of Q3 again, and we'll be starting 11th on the grid unless we have people with penalties, which is always a possibility. But then lap 1 in Q3 we crossed the line to go 5th, which I was obviously quite happy about. And then I went a second lap, but I was terribly slower, as you can see there. Could not improve at all, which was quite the disappointment, not being able to you know, reach up. But by the end of qualifying, crossed the line and we finished off, I think we got 7th. Nice. Right, that's a good final qualifying position to get.
And with qualifying complete,
yeah,
let's review
there's
our top
7th.
three
There's
today.
Hamilton, Leclerc, Bottas,
Valtteri
Perez,
Bottas.
Sebastian,
Well, that wraps up
Lucas,
qualifying,
and
but
then
don't
we
worry,
are
we'll be
P7.
back
We beat
tomorrow
out
as we
both
head
the
into the Grand
Red Bulls
Prix.
again, but let's go straight to the race.
The Italians love their cars and they love their racing. And of course, they love it here at Monza. Home race for Ferrari, of course, who've had 18 wins here since 1950. But you know, there's not been so much luck for the locals in the cockpit recently. The last Italian driver to win this race was back in 1966. So what now? I think it's time to make some more history here today. With the rain coming down here at the 3.6-mile Monza circuit, the low drag setups preferred by most teams could cause them some problems in today's Grand Prix. So watch out for cars struggling for grip around Parabolica, the last and most demanding of this track's 11 corners. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Now, can I talk to you about Sebastian Vettel? That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Vettel, Lucas Faber, Byrne, Stroll, Verstappen, Gasly and Kimi Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Perez, Lando Norris and Magnussen, Albon. They've taken a grid penalty. Kubica, Devon Butler and Roman Grosjean. Russell and Carlos Sainz will start from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, this is the team's home race. We're all relying on you to impress today.
Yeah, and we will. So it'll be a one stint on the intermediate tyres for the whole race. But here we go. It's 5 red lights for the Italian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. It's a decent initial launch. We're catching on Vettel. Weber's got a good start, but now we're just getting swamped. We've got absolutely no traction there. We're down to P11 immediately. Late on the brakes, just trying to make our way up and through. Side by side with Gasly now. Obviously, made up some positions from like penalties in the grid, but we move up. Well, we actually moved down to P8, but we managed to get back up a little bit from that off-grid start. Verstappen and Stroll go side by side there. Very, very close racing from those two. It's here I have a look at Stroll, and it does seem he's actually broken a bit of his front wing. I couldn't tell. Sort of looks like it, but it's raining so much that we can't really see anything in this weather. But here we go, big dive up the inside of Lance Stroll. Through here, we squeeze in, but we still leave him a bit of room, and we've made it through up into P7. Even before the end of lap 1, but we know he's got the slipstream, and here he comes flying back at us, and no, he hasn't got his front wing not taken off, but I do clip him a tiny bit as I was trying to squeeze his line. But we managed to hold on through Parabolica. I go off a tiny bit. It's because there was just the lack of grip, really, and I'm squeezing him. Still, Beats managed to get through, and you can see Raikkonen and Gasly looking for a move behind us. As I go late on the brakes, trying to keep him with Stroll, and there's Perez flying up the inside. And I had to cut the chicane here, because otherwise it would have been just, you know, I would have been driving on the side. We were given a legal overtake, but we've actually given back way more positions than we wanted, and we're back down to P10, which is just awful. Here you can see I had to cut the chicane. If I stayed on, I wouldn't have been on the track. So, and there's actually a yellow flag up ahead, and Hamilton's out of the race. Hamilton is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Now this is big for the championship, because this is going to give Vettel a big boost to catch up to Hamilton now. So that is big. Virtual safety car ends late that lap though, and I can't catch on Gasly. Actually, he pulls away a ton. And we do have Stroll behind us who's gaining on us, as you can see by the proximity arrow. He moves to the left, switches back to the right, and he can't quite get us coming into Parabolica, and I'm closing in on Gasly, but I get on the grass a tiny little bit there, trying to get on the power as early as possible, but it is really difficult in the rain. The rain just isn't for me. You know, Jeff telling us mix 3 if we need it. Last Stroll gets past us, go late on the brakes, I make a tiny bit of contact with his back wheel, get on the grass a tiny bit. We actually managed to keep our front end in there, and we're back up into P9, so we're really finding that out here. And Ricciardo's looking for a move on Stroll now. But here, lap 5, side by Stroll with Stroll again. Albon's behind us looking for a move. We've got a ton of people behind us. I go super late on the brakes there to really try and hold on to this P9. At this point I was really struggling, because I just felt the pressure from everyone so much, and Stroll flies past us here. I go late on the brakes, so I'm keeping it in there. I will not let him pass. And there, come back through, and we had still in P9. 6.3 seconds to Raikkonen ahead, he's just miles ahead. And Stroll side by side with him once again, and we managed to just hold it out. We do send it quite deep that time, but we switch it back ahead of him, and there's nothing he can really do about it. But he continues to push us. He's come flying through here. Stroll's actually managed to get past us this time properly. He's fully ahead of us. We're going looking for a move on the right. Switch to left. Go late on the brakes, and oh, look how close that was. Oh my god. That was so close. And here, lap 6, I actually binned it into the chicane as I was actually making a gap, and Butler flew past us, but we managed to hold on to P10. That was such a dumb mistake. I completely missed the break point and then just sent it right into the gravel trap. But now we're getting pressurised from everyone else. And ooh, Albon looking for that move. It's the final turn. 5.2 seconds to Butler, and everyone's once again having a look. And oh my gosh, Stroll's hit the inside of us there. He's right on the inside, but I'm going to keep my front end in there. But I get actually quite scared by him, but I squeeze him to the very limit. So close to just putting him in the gravel trap there. And Albon actually just whacks our inside front right tyre. We managed to hold on, and we fly past Stroll as well, almost getting into the gravel trap there, and could have got sent. But holding on to this P10, like, it means everything to us, because it really does. We don't want our point streak to be, you know, ended. But there goes Stroll. He flies past us. Just gonna have to hope that we can like slipstream back at him, as Ricardo is gonna have a look at us, obviously. And there he goes. Oh, he goes for a little look. I'm speeding through here, right on the back of Stroll, and I actually cut the chicane a tiny bit here, but it gains me no time on Stroll. I'm the same distance. But here we go, slipstream, gaining, and side by side into Parabolica, and boom, late on the brakes. I go so late here, get on the grass though, and we fly around the final turn. But it's not over quite yet, because as we come down to start finish straight, Stroll looks for a move. And Jeff's telling us to move down to mix 2. But I ignore him as usual. I go super late on the brakes to match it side by side with Stroll. He locks up, and I manage to just keep it ahead of him as I swoop around his outside and holding on to this P10, this singular point. But you know, it means a lot for the championship for us, really. And now on the final lap, as we come in to the first chicane, and oh my gosh, we've gone fully sideways there. But we managed to hold on to it, and I immediately check my tyres to make sure they're not ruined. But here's a replay. Look at this. I just go sideways into the first chicane. I don't know what happened there. I hit the brakes and I was turning and it just went sideways. But now, coming into Parabolica, Albon's going to have a final look on us. I do swerve a tiny bit to the middle, try to block. I lock up a bit going right into the middle. And Albon's right behind us. It's going to be a final drag race to the line. Toro Rosso versus Red Bull. Who's going to make it? Oh, we've just pulled out of that P10.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Good race. Good race.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Ferme. What a fantastic race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. So, let's review
Right,
the driver's
there you go. Vettel has won the Italian Grand Prix, followed by Charles Leclerc. So obviously the Tifosi would be going mad at this. This would be insane. Obviously Max Verstappen gets third, good race for him. But this is going to be big, big in the championship because Hamilton DNF, so he's got no points. So this is going to be really, really big in the championship. Obviously Gasly finally got another points finish. I think it's his first one since like Austria. So, you know, big up for him, 7th place. Yeah, just managed to hold off Albon there at the end. That was super close. I was getting really scared playing it. I was fighting so hard for this P10. I was like going so late, just doing so many risky things, but managed to hold on. So it's a double points finish for us for the longest time. Obviously since Austria as well, where we got 9 and 10. That was a big race for us, but this is... We actually get more points from this one. We get 7 points instead of 3, which is a bit big. There you go. And yeah, Vettel's jumped Hamilton standings, now 15 points ahead of him. That is big. We've moved down to 9th. Perez and Weber have they've both jumped us. But yeah, that's really big in the, you know, title fight. Obviously Gasly's moved up a position ahead of Norris, and Ferrari's taken the Constructors' Championship lead. We haven't moved at all, but we are quite close to Racing Point. Anyway, let's move on to the interviews. See what we have to be asked.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
It wasn't great. It was a pretty bad race, but
You've had experience with Devon's fast, aggressive style. Any advice for the drivers he passed today?
yeah, just have a
That
good
result
car.
sees you fall behind Lucas in the championship. How are you going to catch up?
I went no comment here because anything
That
just
was a
ruined that
pretty
with the
close
team.
finish with your old F2 rival. You two are pretty competitive.
If you're talking about Butler, it wasn't
How do
really. He
you
was
know
like
whether
6 seconds
affected
ahead
the
of us.
outcome today?
Yeah, it did. But top drivers still did perform the
Great.
best.
Well, that's everything.
Well, thank you very much,
That's
Claire.
exactly the kind of result.
Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to like, subscribe for more F1 content. I know it's been a while, but I'll try to get more out. And yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.